So, don't mind my glasses. My epilepsy is trying to trigger, and I'm like, not today. The fluorescent light, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get up this morning and I'm gonna try to just do my leg exercises because it helps it helps with the blood pooling in the leg. So I'm like, okay, let me do my leg exercises. What I did not realize is the light in the house was going to trigger me because it's like five something in the morning, and I'm like, oh, so I got my shades on because I ain't got time um, for the light sensitivity. Anyway, on point. Um, I did not realize how much of a turtle I have become, um, and I don't think no one warns you about it, or no one warned me about it. Like, and I'm pretty much like as social as I was before, whatever that number was, 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 5 out of 10, whatever. What I did not realize was, so when I had to use the rollator, I hated it. Like, it took a lot of mental work to go and use like, it broke something inside of my own pride and how I view and see myself to go from someone who's jogging and stuff like that just about before work. I would go jog, or sometimes even after work, I would go jog, to all of a sudden, um, oh, you're on a roll later. So, and I tried to use other stuff first, right? Try to use a cane first, try to use other stuff first, which also mental work. But it's like the look on people's faces is so like terrible because it's like they don't understand how you can look young. I look young, one, because I kind of am, sort of, like working my way out of it, but still relatively young. Two, I still look kind of healthy because I was healthy before. Like, I made healthy choices relatively before I got sick, hence the jogging and stuff like that. Like, I've been jogging since high school. That's a long time. So, with the exception of when I was pregnant, you know, that wasn't gonna happen. But that's another story. Like, but it broke something. What it broke, I don't really know, but it broke something, right? And so it made me very uncomfortable because I didn't realize if someone was really looking at me or looking at my situation, and people would have questions like, because sometimes I would have, even to this day, like sometimes I have my cane with me just in case if I think it's hot outside and I might get a flare up, you know, or whatever. But I had to really work my way up, and I whatever. And it's just like I have become terribly uncomfortable. Like, neighbors I used to just be able to kind of talk to or whatever, and their kids would be in the house playing hide and seek and all that crap because I probably have the more safer house for kids to be doing that given my kids' situations and ages. But now it's like I hope they don't think I'm being rude. I hope they don't think like, oh, this girl doesn't want to talk to me. Oh, she changed up. Oh, this, oh, that. It's not that. And I'm just scared, I guess. I don't know. Uncomfortable, I guess. Because it's like, I still feel like, even though I've worked my way off that blasted rollator, I still feel like that's what they see me as. Like, that's the version that's sticking the hardest in their head, And mind you, I still have to wear my lanyard if I'm, out and about in case something happens, particularly if I'm out by myself or whatever, taking public transportation or whatever, because, girls still can't drive for medical reasons, obviously. Like, I mean, come on, y'all. Can't even be in my own house. Ain't driving, okay? And ain't no doctor gonna clear that either because they got common sense too. So it's just like, it's difficult. It's like I thought the mental hurdle in myself was just getting myself to accept mobility aids, but now it's like, okay, now it's to accept. I don't even know what it is I'm trying to accept. Like, I don't know. This like reflection of myself, I guess. The fact that there are like two or three of me now, are you catching like the flare up me, the full flare up, the partial flare up, the epileptic kind of sensitivity day. Like, what version of me are you catching, and how does that affect how you view me as a person? You know, how does it affect how you view me as a mother? You know, because I've just found ways around everything. Okay, not everything because I ain't experienced everything, but for the things that I struggle with, like I tell my son, because he has autism, I'm like, it's perseverance and creativity, son. And that's part of why I go so hard. You know, there was a time where I fell and it really hurt me to be so weak. But then it's like, I got a son with autism and he's worked very hard to be in like a more remedial class instead of a full blown special needs class. And it's like, I can't. You know, I've overcame a lot of health issues already in my life. I wasn't even supposed to be alive now, um, just from infancy, and I got the scar to prove that. But I can't let him see me go out like that. So if it means I gotta take a chair with me when I wait for him with his bus, and me sitting outside with my shades on, and you know, like I get so creative. I don't even I just be bringing a chair with me when I'm with the kids outside. Like I really be making up stuff, just straight up making up stuff. But yeah, so long story short, I have a problem with how I feel people view me now. Insecurity, that's what it is. That's the word. I've developed an insecurity because I don't know when I present myself for the people that have seen me ill, do they see me still as I'm ill? And for people that haven't seen me ill, I freak out a little bit because I'm worried, will I have a flare up right now? And now this person will forever be, you know, scarred by my illness because it's a very visibly noticeable illness. Like once I start, you'll notice, particularly with the shaking. Like I'll shake real bad, particularly in my extremities. Like my hands, like you'll know something's not right. The light will drain from my eyes. I will start bending over because I'm trying to hold it together. Like it'll be you'll know, right? And it's uncomfortable. I'd be uncomfortable if you're around me, and I've seen this when I worked in the pharmacy. People that show up and are not well, and I've had to call like the police, you know, like 911, whatever, to get them like an EMT or something, because they're like I've had to do that about 2 or 3 times just in like a year of like a year's time, like which doesn't seem like probably a lot to some people, but that's a lot to me because I'm not supposed to be really in that, you know, like it's weird. And no telling, and that was just me. Let me say that. I don't know what other people may have had to call or not call or whatever because that's no story. But I don't know. I'm just, it's that weird insecurity of, like I said, like, do you still see me as the super sick? Like, are you forever like branded across my forehead? And then it's like when people do see me, this is how I know that insecurity is like kind of not invalid, because when I do see certain people I haven't seen in a while, like they saw me when I was more sick, that's the first thing they bring up. Like, oh, you look so much better. Even my doctor was like, yeah, you were messed up. Like, you know, my doctor brought another doctor in when he saw me after a while of recovery, and he was like, yeah, he was in a bad way. It was so obvious, the energy, the drink. You know how you can just tell someone's not well. So that's like the first thing they bring up. Like, oh, it's nice that you're off your rollator. Oh, don't got your cane today. Oh yeah, I can tell you're much more refreshed. You have much more energy. So yeah, that's crazy. You know, I know is I don't know. I don't know, but I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. Like I just I deal with it. It's I don't know. I mean, it's nice to know that they kept it in mind in case I have a flare up, and it's nice to know they're happy to see the progress that I do have, even in how I walk. You know, I found little tips and tricks there, you know, particularly when I'm standing. I try to keep my legs flexed, especially on the elevator. I don't know what it is about the elevator, but it's like it moves my blood for me, so I can't consistently get on the elevator. Like, I can't just go up, down, up, down. It would be a problem, especially when I don't have my compressions on. I have to compress my own legs by getting up on my tippy toes or whatever and flexing my calves. But I don't know. 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 It's just another thing to work on. Oh, But anyway, we're going to work on it. We're going to work on it, okay? Like I tell my son, God made us all different and we were the same and be boring as hell. So, get creative, and it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So we're going to see how that goes.